Then he said, in meditation is simple. Whatever is good for you, it will come to you. And whatever is not good for you, it will go away from you. You just close your eyes, observe the breath, and that's all is meditation. And when you close your eyes, observe the breath, you will come to know everything about yourself. I don't need sleep, but my body needs rest. If you are meditating, you get a lot of cosmic energy. In sleep also you get cosmic energy. Without body, and I know as a matter of fact, there is no death for the soul. I saw myself like out of the body. And I said, Mommy, the good news is there is no death. You don't need to fear anything. And as a matter of fact, I know it. It's in my own experience. So we will have a deal. If you vacate the body, I won't cry. If I vacate the body, you don't cry. We will meet each other on the other dimension, in the higher worlds. She started crying.
Welcome to Decode with Anu. Few months ago, my colleague, he mentioned that I must meet Pradeep sir, who is a enlightened master, and check if he comes with me on my podcast. And apparently, the same month, I had a very dear friend of mine, Vandana. She also mentioned that I must attend a retreat of Pradeep sir. Well, that was the day, and I reached out to him. And when I texted him, he was traveling. He was in Europe conducting sessions. And when I told him that I want to have him on the podcast, he said, sure, but you first attend my retreat, the silence retreat, which happens in Agatya Pyramid Dhyan Ashram. Well, unfortunately, I was not able to attend that. And in Feb, I got to know that he is going to be in Pune. And I felt that's how the universe works. And I attended his 3 days retreat here in Pune. And I asked him that this is the time that we'll have him on our podcast. And he delightfully agreed. And today we have him here with us. However, before I go ahead, I want to tell that in these 3 days retreat, I got a lot of insights. And there were some realization moments that I received. So I want you to welcome along with me Pradeep sir. Thank you, Pradeep sir, for being here.
Namaste, it's my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pradeep sir, you had asked me to attend the 10-day silence retreat. Silence has been one of the element which is very close to my heart. We are going to talk about that, but before that, your journey from being an engineer to where you are today.
My journey is just like anybody else's journey. When I was a small kid, I had this basic questions. Who am I? Where did I come from? And why am I born in this particular family? And what is death? What happens after death? So I'm very curious. I guess every child is curious about fundamentally what life is. So, but my curiosity and the intensity of the curiosity was quite high. And for me, it was the most important thing for me. When I was a small child, I want to know. So I used to ask my mother, where did I come from? Because my mother is, like I thought, every child, the questioning happens first to the mother. So I asked my mother, I think I was around 2.5 years. That's what my mother confirmed later on. So 2.5 years. So I asked my mother, where did I come from? My mother said, you came from my tummy. How did I enter your tummy? Next, where will I go next? Then she said, oh, these questions, I don't know. She was very honest enough to admit, I don't know this question. I don't know the answers for these questions. Only yogis know. And when you grow up, I'm sure you will know. So that's what she said. So those words went deep in my heart, that when I grow up, I'm going to know about myself. But I don't want to wait till I grow up, but I'm going to keep searching. I'm going to keep searching. So this was always there in the back of my mind. So right from my childhood, whatever I did, so this was there always in the back of the mind to understand what is the fundamental of life. So I used to question every single thing. Why do you break coconuts? Why you pray so many gods? Where is God? Why you keep food, calling prashads to God, and only you are eating? God is not eating. So why are you doing all these things? So I questioned the very fundamentals. I think that is that questioning helped me all along my journey. It is the questioning. questioning of the basics, questioning of does it appeal to the common sense? Is it right? So this was the tool. And also in my school days, because I studied in a Christian school, and there was a moral science. The first period was the moral science, and so they took the concept of consciousness. Right? They use the word Jesus Christ teachings and the consciousness. So I asked the teacher, "What is consciousness?" I don't understand what is consciousness. So my teacher said, when you do something, there is a voice in your heart which says you did good. Or when you do bad things, there is a voice in your heart which says that's not correct. So that voice is the consciousness. I was like, wow, good. Then I made a decision that day. I told myself that anything and everything I do in my life, I'm always going to be talking to my heart. I'm always going to speak to myself and check and confirm. Only if what I feel good, I'll do it. If my heart is not feeling good, that means that's the wrong thing. I should not do it. So that's how I should live my life. So that was the decision I made, that I want to live a good life. I want to be a good person. So to be a good person, I should listen to my heart. I should listen to the voice of my heart. So that is the decision I took on that day. And I've been in touch with my inner voice all the while. And that inner voice really helped me to be what I am today. And after my school days, I did my engineering. To be frank, I was not so interested in going to school and going to colleges. I'm not that type. I'm more of wanting to spend time in the nature and want to gaze the stars, the sky, want to play with the friends. The school curriculum, the system, the examinations, even though I'm good in getting marks and all the things, but I never enjoyed my studies. Then I went to my engineering. I did my BTech in IT. So I took that BTech in IT because that's a well-paying job at the time. In the year 1999, that's the year I joined my engineering. IT was more popular because that's the highest paying job. And if you say you are an IT engineer, you are respected by the society. So I took that course because I thought my parents will be happy with it. But my interest was always in psychology. My interest was always in spirituality, to know the life, the fundamentals of life. So, but after I did my engineering, then somehow I didn't like the competitive spirit. From my childhood, I never liked this ranking system and competitive spirit. I always felt there should be collaboration, cooperation. So, and I was not also interested to work in a company, get into that, competition, work, money.
But did you pick up a job?
After my engineering, I don't want to work.
Okay.
I don't want to work because I was not interested to work. So then the only way to escape not working is to do masters. So,
many of the engineers would relate with that.
so I thought, okay, I'm not ready. Instead of saying I'm not interested, I would say I'm not ready to work. Okay, so I'm not ready to work. And I thought, okay, let me do masters. And at the same time, no, I don't want to study in India. I want to have a new exposure. So let me study overseas and let me see what the education system. I want to experience some new culture, new country. So that's when I decided to do my masters in Australia. So after I finished my masters, then we were doing a lot of part-time jobs there. So after I completed my masters, I got a full-time job and got my permanent residency. It all happened. And see, I went to Australia in the year 2005. It's a 2 years master degree. So by the end of 2006, I finished my master degree. So beginning of 2005, I went, and end of 2006, I finished my master degree. Then I worked for about 10 months there, full-time job. Then in the meanwhile, I got my permanent residency because I'm qualified enough to get a permanent residency. So I got my permanent residency. And after I got my permanent residency, I was like, okay, my life is settled. So you're getting a job and you are a permanent resident of Australia. And see, in Australia, it is like there's a very strong social security and there's very low unemployment. And it's a happy-go-lucky country. It's a no-worries country. And so I really loved Australia. I said, my life is settled. I don't need to worry about the competition, the money, the survival. I don't need to worry about all those things. My life is settled. So, okay, let us celebrate this success, right? The so-called success of settling down in life. So I thought I'll come to India for 3 months to celebrate the success. Apparently, they're not willing to give a break for 3 months. I said, okay, I'll quit the job. Who
Okay.
cares? I'll get another job. So I quit my job. I came to India for a 3 months break to celebrate the success, to go for holidays, spend time with my engineering friends and school friends, and to go for shopping and go to all the restaurants and eat food and just enjoy because your life has been settled. So that was the mood I came to India. So that was my turning point in my life. That visit to India was my turning point.
And what happened in those 3 months?
So I know there were two things. When I came to India, there were two things. First, there was the family, because I come from a joint family. We were like 20 people under the same roof. So 25, including extended relatives. So we were 25 people living under the same roof. So it's a very big family, joint family.
And where is this?
This is in Chittoor. It's a town in Andhra Pradesh. It's in between Bangalore and Chennai. It's in Andhra Pradesh. It's a border town. So there was a property settlement happening at the time among my uncles and my father. So I noticed, because all my life, because being born and brought up in a joint family, so for me, family is very important. For me, family is the world. Family is my life. And I thought all my uncles and all my aunts and everybody, whatever the affection they showed me, it is true. It is true love. It is true affection. But during that settlement, I saw the ugliness. They were fighting, they were quarreling, and I was like, no. So all these years, what I've experienced is a fake. But at the end of the day, what matters the most to them is money. So this shook me. This really shook me. And I said, oh, I thought this is life, and this is not life. Then what is life? What is the essence of life? So this was the turning point. And that made me to contemplate very deeply, now, what is the point of living life if you don't know what is the meaning of life? For what for you are living? You know, if money is ultimately everything, then why fake ourselves in terms of, you know, relationships and words and all the things? So that's one thing. And there was another aspect where I was spending money because I was looking for, simultaneously, I was looking for happiness, how to be happy eternally. Now I want to live a happy life. So, how to live a happy life? So then I noticed that when I'm spending money, like when I'm going for a shopping, while I'm shopping, I'm happy. But after I finish my shopping, the happiness level is going down. I go for a restaurant with friends and I eat nice food and spend time with friends, I'm happy. But when I come back home, and the happiness level is going down. So,
And this happens with most of us.
yeah, but I was observing very deeply, because from my childhood, my father used to say, you need to study well. I said, why I should study well? He said, oh, those times they were ranking system. Oh, you need to get first rank. Oh, why you should get first rank? I used to question. Then my father used to say, if you get first rank, you will get a good job. Then what will I do with the good job? You get a lot of money. And what do I do with the money? I will get a good wife. Then then what? And say, with a lot of money and with a beautiful wife, your life is happy ever after. So fundamentally, the wife part later, he said, with money, your life is happy. You will live a happy life. So he said, if you have a lot of money, you will have a happy life. So I was having a lot of money at the time. And I was spending the money. While I'm spending the money, I'm happy. But I noticed that happiness is temporary. And there was a time, like the second time I go to the same restaurant, the law of diminishing returns. I'm not getting the same happiness.
But I'm a little curious here, sir, that while you were in Australia and when you had the job, were you happy then?
Yeah. I was exploring. I was in exploration mode, because being a student, you are like exploring many things, like the university and the friends and the education system. There's no exams there. It's more of project. And I used to work for 3 days and I used to travel for 4 days. I had that kind of an arrangement in the place I work. So my fun part is traveling. So explore the nature, go to waterfalls, trekking, go to beaches and ocean sites. And so my happiness was spending time in the nature and partying with friends, having fun with friends. So that was the happiness
But
at
now
the time.
coming back to here, like you were then saying about these two aspects. One is the property with this, and when you used to go and have maybe in the restaurant and go and shop. You were there, bringing you back here. Then what happened?
Okay. First, the incident really shook me. The family disputes, that really shook me. And one thing was very clear, that these people don't know what life is, right? My uncles and including my father, they really don't know what life is. Had they known what life is, they won't be fighting. So they they lived their life almost like 45 at the time, 45, 50 years. But 50 years they lived their life and they are fighting for money. So something is not right. So when somebody lives their life for 50 years and they're fighting for small, small things and sacrificing the beautiful relationships for money,
True.
so something is not right.
Yeah.
So these people don't know what life is. So that shook me. And I was like, I need to know what life is because I don't want to be like that. And so that is one aspect of it. There is another aspect which subconsciously, as I said, from my childhood, there is a subconscious thing. I was seeking happiness. I wanted to live a happy life. Right from my childhood, I always wanted to live a happy life. 24 by 7, I want to be happy. But then, whenever there is an exam, there is an exam stress and there is a tension and this and that, I used to tell myself, once I'm settled in life, I'll be happy. So until I am settled, I have to go through these challenges. Once I'm settled, I'll be happy. So I was imagining that all the challenges in life as a student, or when you're doing your part-time work and this and that, so these are all temporary. But once you're settled in life, in those times, my settlement was, okay, you're having a permanent residency, you are having a job, and you're settled in a nice country where there is no competition and it's a no worries country. So your life is settled, your life is happy. So that was the back of the mind. I was thinking like that. But finally, when the so-called settlement stage came, and I was having money, and I know I can get any kind of a job because I'm having a master degree and highly qualified. So there was no concern about money. But I noticed that money cannot give me happiness. So that is the discovery I made simultaneously. Because I have a lot of money and no exams, nothing, everything is fine. I've got good health, loving parents, settled in life, highly educated, healthy, everything is there. But in spite of everything, that happiness is not happening. So that is when I felt like, no, just having money in life, just having job in life doesn't give you happiness. So that was my discovery. So these two things took me into altered states of a deeper states of questioning. Right. So then that brought all my childhood memories of me asking my mother, who am I? Where did I come from? Where do we go after death? So these questions came very intensely to the surface. So I told myself, there's no point living if I don't know who am I. If I don't know what am I, if I don't know where did I come from, if I don't know what is life, what is the purpose of life, and what happens after death, because any moment death can happen. So the most scary part was I already lived my life for about 24, 25 years by then. So 25 years I lived a blind life that I don't know anything about myself. So I don't want to live a blind life anymore. If at all I want to live a life of joy and happiness and clarity, or else there's no point living. So I told myself, everything is banned. Like I quit everything.
And then what happened? Something happened then, right? Because when these questions starts happening, something starts happening.
So then I was in the seeking mode, right? So I started going from ashram to ashram because I was in India. So I came for 3 months. So what I did, I cancelled my return ticket. I said, okay, maybe India is the land of spirituality. Maybe I'll get some answers in India. So I extended my stay. So I thought I'll stay a few more months. So I started going from one ashram to another ashram. I started deeply observing the things around. When I went to ashrams and I used to have this dialogue and questioning with the people in the ashram, their experiences and their answers were okay, but it is not convincing my heart. They are speaking about joy, but their eyes are not radiating joy. Because when I speak to people, I look deeply into their eyes. They speak about truth, but the eyes are not radiating the truth. So somehow I didn't get connected. So I went from one place to another place like that. Almost 2-3 months I was in exploration. So I traveled in Tamil Nadu, in Andhra, in Pondicherry, in Karnataka. So I traveled to various places, but I couldn't get what I want.
And then where did you get?
Then I gave up the search because by the time it's already 4 or 5 months, almost nearing to 6 months.
So you mentioned that you went to different ashrams, yeah, and though you spent about 4 or 5 months in those various ashrams, and then you came back, and then what happened?
I was looking for uh, the meaning of life, and I was just seeking the deeper things. Um, how to be happy eternally, what is the ultimate purpose of life. So those were the things I was seeking. But I've been an observer. When I go to the ashrams, I've been in a full of observation mode, and trying to figure out what I really want and what is all about. Uh, Fundamentally, I was more interested in my life. Let's put it simple.
And how did you come into meditation?
Yes, after going to few ashrams, there were not much satisfaction which I got. There's no many answers which came in my way. So I dropped the search because I need to go back to Australia because my money was running out. I thought I would do a course and go back to Australia. So I enrolled a course in Hyderabad, and it's a 1 month, I think, 30 days or 45 days course. So there was a person who was sitting next to me in that course, and I saw him the first day, and subsequently every single day he used to reserve a seat for me next to him. And towards the end of the course, we have to do a project work.
I remember you also mentioning that during that 5 minutes break, he used to sit and close his eyes, and you felt that probably he's calming, he's trying to calm his mind. And that really made you, it was very intriguing for you. Did you ask him what was he doing
You know,
then?
because I thought he is relaxing, and maybe it is his personal thing. I should not disturb him. So in between the classes, he always closed his eyes, and I thought he's really resting and relaxing. Maybe he's too stressed with the classes going on, because the content is there's a lot of content. It's a crash course. But towards the end of the course, there was a situation where we have to complete a project work, and once the project work is done, then we get the certificate. So he was also part of the team. We were 5, 6 people. So we got a bug, and in the last minute, that was the day of submission, but we couldn't get the software up and running. And we tried, all of us tried our best, nothing worked. But this one person, which is this person who was sitting next to me, he was so cool, so calm, so relaxed, and we all just gave up. And that moment, he just gave an out-of-box solution. And when we applied that out-of-box solution, the software started working. And it was that moment I turned towards him and I said, "You are not a normal person." Because when there's so much of stress within us, and you were very calm, and you were able to think calm and cool and relaxed, and you gave a solution where we couldn't think in that direction. So it was totally out of box solution you gave. And who are you? What do you do? You definitely do something. What you're doing.
Extraordinary.
Yeah, what you're doing. Tell about you, what you do. How can you be so calm and cool? He says, I do meditation. Meditation is something people do in Himalayas. You have to go to Himalayas and do meditation. He said, no, you can sit at home and do meditation. Oh, really? You can sit at home and do meditation? Then where did you learn this meditation from? He said, I learned it from my guru, Patriji. You never heard about him? Like that he asked. I said, no, I never heard about him. Uh, who is he? Tell about your guru. And he was about to answer it. Then the next question immediately asked, does he have a beard? He said, yes, he has a beard. Then I said, forget about it. I don't want to know anything about your guru. Because I had this assumption from my childhood days, like people who have this beard and special appearances, they are fake gurus. So I said, okay, don't tell about it. So that night, we went home, and I couldn't sleep that night because there's something within me telling there is something with him, there is something with him. So the next day morning, I went and I asked him, the first question I asked him, tell about your guru. He said, I'll give you a video CD, and when you watch this video CD, you'll come to know about him. That was surprising, because normally when people get a chance to tell about the teacher, they'll say, my guru is that great, my guru is this and that. But he never spoke a single word. He just said, okay, here is the video CD, I'll give you a video CD, and you watch the video and you'll come to know about it. So then I was asking the questions. Okay, so now we are in the prime age, we are not yet married, and but if you start meditating, does your sexual interest go down? So that was my question. Then he said, no, actually your sexual interest increases. It was like, again, surprising. The more you meditate, how does it increase? Then he said, in meditation is simple. Whatever is good for you, it will come to you. And whatever is not good for you, it will go away from you. So he gave these kind of answers. And then I said, okay, first let me watch the video. So when I watched the video, he gave the video CD. And the title of the video is Apo Deepo Bhava. So these are the last words spoken by Gautam Buddha before he vacated the body. So in that video, first time I saw Patriji, he was explaining about what does Apo Deepo Bhava mean. And in that video, he said, you just close your eyes, observe the breath, and that's all is meditation. And when you close your eyes, observe the breath, you will come to know everything about yourself. You will come to know about your past lives. You will come to know anything and everything about you. It is all about you, self-realization. So meditation is the only way. And then I was watching that video with curiosity, like what is he saying? And then there's one statement he said, you are God, and everybody is God. So that is the first time somebody said, you are God, and everybody around you is God. Because right from my childhood, I had this deeper question, who is God? If Jesus is God, then who is Krishna? Then who is Muhammad? Who is Allah? So there are so many gods, so many religions. So who is the real God? So when he said, you are God, there was a strong inner voice which came within me and said, that is right. It is not coming from your mind space, it is coming from my heart space. It says, yes, that is right. So then that particular word, that you are God, made me give my full attention to the video. And I watched till the end of the video, and towards the end of the video I told myself, I don't know if he is real or fake. So, but he said, you just close your eyes, observe the breath, and you will come to know everything about yourself. So I'm going to experiment it. So I just experimented for half an hour. For half an hour I sat, I closed my eyes and just was with my own natural breath. That half an hour I was so happy. Without doing anything, I was so happy, joyful, blissful. I cannot explain that joy. It was a joy of the highest order. So I said, I didn't do anything. I just closed my eyes and observed my breath, and I was so happy. So there is something in it. I need to experiment it. So that led into my experimentation of meditation. That's how I started my meditation journey.
Did you meet Patriji?
Yes. So continuing with that story. So now it's time to go back to Australia. So it is just 1 or 2 days before I got the video CD and I experimented. So then I thought, I'll go to Australia, find a job. And now I know this is meditation and this gives me joy. And I know I have to explore a lot, experiment a lot, research a lot. So, but this is good enough, good start for me. So I'll go to Australia, and while I'm doing job, while I'm applying job, whatever, this meditation I will continue. So this is what I told myself. But as soon as I landed in Australia, I was about to apply my job. The first day, I didn't feel like applying the job. I don't want to apply the job. My consciousness was saying, what are you doing? You want to know yourself. And you made a promise to yourself, there is no point living without knowing about yourself. Job you can do anytime. Money you can earn anytime. But this is more important. So this is my strong inner voice. This is more important. Explore, experiment. At least 1 week you experiment on this technique of meditation. So I thought for 1 week I'll experiment. So I closed my eyes and I sat and I was observing the breath for half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours. So I was in my research mode. And I noticed that this 1 hour became 2 hours, 2 hours became 3 hours, 3 hours became 4, 4 became 8. So I was meditating 8 to 10 hours per day, purely with the intention of what is meditation, what meditation can do to me.
And the thoughts never came to you, the gush of thoughts which keeps coming to.
No, I just closed my eyes and was totally with my breath, and I was in a happy mood. I was in a happy state. I was in a different dimension. Of course, I'm aware that I'm breathing. I'm aware that I'm in the body, but there is a natural joy. For no reason, there is a natural. Yes, there are some thoughts coming, but when I come back to the breath, it doesn't. The thoughts were not disturbing thoughts, right? Because my intensity to know my life is so high that I was giving 100% attention and focus on my natural breath. So when you're totally focused on your breath, then you are not distracted in your thoughts. Because I would say the intensity of my seeking is quite high, so that the thoughts were not there, or the thoughts were not disturbing, I would say. It's very subtle thoughts maybe, but it's not disturbing. But I was in the joy of being with my breath. And so about 2-3 days of my experiment, something phenomenal happened. All my identities started falling apart. I used to think like I'm an engineer, I'm I'm a male, I'm an Indian, I'm this, I'm that, a lot of identities. So all the identities started falling apart.
When you say falling apart means what?
Falling apart means because I know that I'm more than that. I'm not only that, I'm more than that. Exactly. So when I realize that I'm more than that, oh, I'm not this body being a male, I'm more than that. So that realization I'm having in my deep meditation. So that identity disappeared. So what else is there? Oh, I'm intelligent, I'm smart, I'm an achiever. Then no, I'm more than that. So that fell apart. So all those identities fell apart. I said, I know I'm more than that. I'm more than that. This is not happening from the mind space. This is happening from the soul space. From the soul space, the soul is speaking to me. My own self is speaking to me that, no, you're more than that. So in almost 2 or 3 days of my experimentation, my consciousness shifted. So something profound happened, that I started connecting to the consciousness of animals and trees. So it is like, when I was watching an animal and I look deep into the eyes of the animal, I disappear and the animal disappears, and I feel we both are the same. So I saw myself in everything. And I was walking and I was gazing the stars, and I feel that the star is no different from me. Me and the star are the same. Like I was watching the tree, and so the tree started speaking to me, and I can feel the emotions of the tree. I can feel the tree totally alive. And so I saw myself in everything. I saw myself in the plants. I saw myself in the trees. And when I gaze into the sky, I disappear. Only the gazing is there. So there's a merger happening. Right? There is no duality there. There is no observer and observed. So that kind of an experience was there. And that really moved my consciousness. And the most significant part is, there was a deep pain in my heart at the time, saying that I couldn't understand this simple fact that this animal is part of me and I'm part of the animal. We both have the same essence. The consciousness of the animal and the consciousness of mine is the same. That realization happened. So that is very profound. And I felt so bad. I was not knowing this. I mean, I've been killing animals and eating that bloody meat for so many years without having this basic understanding of life. So I felt very bad about myself for a brief period, like for a few minutes. And then I made a sacred promise that the rest of my life I will work for non-violence, non-killing. I have to educate the people, because I didn't have the proper education. I didn't have the proper awareness. So I was eating meat. So there's so many people around the world, they don't have this understanding. Had they have this understanding, nobody want to kill any animal, and nobody want to be a meat eater.
I'm going to go back to what you felt, that you felt one with the animals, one with the trees and the universe, let me say.
It were like glimpses.
Yeah.
Glimpses of feeling that oneness.
Why am I going back to that question? Because later I'm going to ask you more in detail that what stops us from feeling that oneness. But coming back only to your experience, And when that glimpses happen, it would be so insightful for our viewers to know what are those glimpses, and probably some of us may be feeling but not even experiencing that, they may be having a small minute experience of that. When I've heard that people do feel that realization moments in their life, but because they're so unaware, they don't even consider or even give attention to that. So what is that feeling of
This
oneness?
kind of this glimpses comes to you when you as an identity disappear.
Hmm.
When your awareness is so high, when you are in a heightened state of consciousness,
Hmm.
and when that I drops away,
Hmm.
then you feel the merger with the whole creation. So this happens in the heightened state of consciousness where you as an identity, you are willing to let go your own identity, that me, I, that should go away. And when those profound moments happened to me, it was like tears coming, and the, my body is in total ease. My body is in total ease. I cannot feel the weight of my body. It was like total lightweight, and tears are flowing. Another thing, and there is this cosmic explosion, I would say. This explosion from the heart space, explosion from the head space. That this eureka moment, that yes, I have discovered the truth. The truth is I am an eternal being. I am not this body. I am eternal. I am everywhere. I am everywhere, and everything is inside me. So these moments are very profound moments. It is beyond words. But these were glimpses. These were glimpses. But I used to get frequent glimpses of this. Frequent glimpses of this, feeling this oneness. And it is in my own experience that I felt this oneness. So I don't need to visualize how it was. It was that.
While you are saying this, for me, personally, butterflies are the ones which are my angels, I feel. And I see a butterfly flying here.
Okay.
Yeah, just feeling very different.
Yeah.
Thank you for. Yeah, I'm feeling so different in this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the most important thing is it's not about what I felt in my body, or it is more important of that moment that yes, I'm experiencing the truth. For me, that was the moment of truth. Because I'm seeking the truth. I was seeking the truth for many, many months, and those moments were giving me that yes, what you are seeking, you are experiencing it. So that gave me confidence to go into my research further.
And what is this research?
Initially, I told like I will research for 1 week in my own meditation practice, but I ended up researching for 2.5 years. So for 2.5 years, I was like a hermit. I used to lock up myself in my room in Australia, and I used to do hours and hours of meditation. The only thing I used to do in those 2.5 years was either meditation or spending time in the nature or reading some books or listening to music. So 24/7 I was in total awareness, and 24/7 I was in exploration of what life is. And I was in a space of where I'm exploring many things about myself. I was exploring many things about life. Those 2.5 years were very blissful moments for me, because I'm totally cut off from the outside world. I'm not speaking to anybody. I'm not stuck in this physical thinking. I just close my eyes and I go beyond time and space. And when I open my eyes, I realize that it's almost like 3 hours or 4 hours, and it appears like only 1 minute, 1 or 2 minutes. So I frequently go beyond time and space, and I cannot feel my body. I cannot feel this space, and most of the time, I always was in some other dimension, right? So it is very quick for me. Like I close my eyes and I disappear from here, and I'm in some other dimension.
And what are those dimensions?
Which cannot be explained in the physical sense, that it is beyond your senses. You are in a timeless spaceless zone, I would say. I would call it as a timeless, spaceless zone. It was joy, bliss. For 2.5 years, I was totally in the blissful moment because I'm not going to job, I'm not reporting to anybody, no office politics, and I don't need to eat food because there were a lot of experiments I did. For example, I didn't eat food for 15 days. For 15 days, I didn't eat food and I was only on water, drinking water. And I used to experiment how my body is, right? And it's like healthy, totally healthy. Nothing happened because the amount of cosmic energy I was getting was the cosmic energy used to flood, and I don't need to eat food. So I tried, and towards the 14th, 15th day, my body was feeling tired. Then I started eating food. So I know that without food, I can survive at least for 10 days. So that was one of the experiments.
This you did frequently?
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
All the time. Different experiments. So there was another experiment I did. I didn't sleep for 2 days. So what happens if I don't sleep for 2 days? Okay, my awareness is high. I'm feeling fresh. But my body felt a little tired after the third day. So I know that, okay, like I don't need sleep, but my body needs rest. If you are meditating, you get a lot of cosmic energy. In sleep also you get cosmic energy. In meditation you get more cosmic energy. So I was trying to compare and experiment with meditation, sleep. When you do more meditation, you feel less hungry. So all those kinds of experiments I was doing, and I was reading a lot of books, books of many Western masters, books like Osho Rajneesh books. I used to read Osho Rajneesh books, and I used to read Michael Newton books, Destiny of the Soul, and so a lot of Living with Himalayan Masters with Swami Rama. So a lot of books I read, but Osho's books inspired me a lot. I was just going
to say, which book really?
Osho's book was The Courage. There was this books titles like Courage, Joy, Creativity. So those books were very easy to read in simple language. It was in simple language. So Osho's books really inspired me to be myself in spite of all the challenges, all the pressures what I used to get in those days, because all my friends left me because they thought I'm crazy. All my family members, they were concerned and they were not even speaking to me because they thought if they emotionally blackmail me, I'll give up meditation and go to job. But I was not listening to anybody. I was standing on my feet. It's like one person army. So that's how I explored my life.
Your mother? It's always the mother. Her.
There was a funny incident. Because I realized there's no death. It is my own realization that there is no death.
And what do you mean by that?
Because I saw myself without body. And I know as a matter of fact, there is no death for the soul. So it naturally happens.
So when you say there is no death, that means it's only
no
the
death
costume,
for the soul.
the body that we keep coming back and using this as a costume.
Yeah. So in one of my deep meditations, I saw myself like out of the body. That moment I realized that we're an eternal being. We're all eternal. And it is in my experience that there is no death. So that was a very joyful moment for me. And immediately I want to share this joy. So I called my mother and I said, Mommy, the good news is there is no death. We don't need to fear anything. And as a matter of fact, I know it. It's in my own experience. So we will have a deal. If you vacate the body, I won't cry. If I vacate the body, you don't cry. We will meet each other on the other dimension, in the higher worlds. And she started crying. I said something happened to my son. And for the next 3 days, she wouldn't attend my phone because she got so scared. So everybody got concerned that I'm in a wrong direction. But I know that I'm in the right path. And the other people, they are simply running behind money, running behind so many things. And I used to think like everybody should fundamentally meditate first and get to know their life and then live their life. But it's happening the other way. People are living a blind life. It's like they are walking in a sleep. They're doing whatever they're doing, they're not doing in awareness. So I used to be concerned about my parents that meditation transformed me. I'm so joyful in life. I want to share this joy. I want them to also to experience this joy. So I used to call my friends and say, hey, meditate. When you meditate, you will be happy. When you meditate, you will understand more about yourself. You will live a happy life. So the more I started speaking about meditation to my friends, all my friends left me. So the more I spoke about meditation to my family members stopped speaking to me. So naturally I became alone, and I was very happy because I don't need anybody to understand me. I understood myself. That is good enough. So this went on for 2.5 years.
And then?
And towards the end of 2.5 years, I realized that I'm an extreme spiritual path. And nobody is listening to me because I'm not like them. They see that I'm a failure. Nobody wants to listen to a failure because I don't have a job, and they see that I'm an escapist and I'm a failure. I'm escaping life. So then I told like, okay, fine, let me get a job. For me, getting a job is any Tom, Dick and Harry can do a job, right? So for me, I told, okay, let me get a job, and then I will be one among them. Then I will start teaching meditation, because my intention was whatever the good things I know, I want to share it with others.
Sure.
So then I applied a job, the very first job I applied, I got it. So you have to understand that there was 2.5 years of gap. See, in the IT field, if you have a 6 months gap, then you are out of the stream.
While you were in Australia for 2.5 years, staying like a hermit, isolated from the world, how were you managing your financial aspects of surviving, staying, and everything?